Let's see. I gotta think of something real smart. Let's see, awake was, you know, I think Corey actually said it best when she says, like the idea, let's just pretend that you just got in a bad car wreck, you know, and you'd gone into a coma or whatever that may be, and you wake up in the hospital and you're happy to be awake, you're happy to be alive, but, you know, like the album cover, it's got all this, like this mummy kind of look, you know, all these bandages around her head, you know. Just like that, you're right. She has a Skillet shirt, I love you. And so, you know, the idea is that you're happy to be awake, but the fact is there's a lot of things you're going to deal with now, you know. You get these bandages. What is your face going to look like when you take these bandages off? Maybe you can't walk. You have this. It's about issues to face, and there's a lot on the record that deal with personal struggles, struggles in this world, you know, a violent world that we live in, and for young girls dealing with this Hollywood image, you know, there's all this thing, all these friends of ours, fans of ours, people that come to shows, young girls with eating disorders. There's all these things going on that people are struggling with, and it's about facing those issues with boldness, you know, being awake, being alive, not being afraid to stand up for what you believe in, even though we live in a world that tells you, if you believe in this and this and this, then you are not cool, you're not going to fit in. So, it also is a big stance for us, what we talked about earlier, going in to do stuff when people want to hear you say, no, I'm not really a Christian, and us being bold about what we believe. We're not dead and we're not asleep, we are awake and alive. Yeah. While she's chewing chocolate.
Jen has an embarrassing habit where he'll realize your embarrassing habit and point it out in front of everyone, and then you never do it ever again.
I ruin people.
Yeah, that's the way.
John does have a knack for finding all the little things that you don't notice about yourself or other people, and it's like, oh yeah, I guess they do that all the time. This way of bringing it up.
I do it.
Slightly poking fun, but slightly.
Like for instance, when you eat muffins with your giant fingers. Ben's got massive hands. Look at these. Show me these hands. Look at these. They're just.
Oh, okay, because there are several types of muffin eaters, right? They're the ones who just bite it, and then
Yeah, I don't
pick it apart like a mini crane.
Yeah.
You're a crane.
And normally it's women who pick them apart. So I noticed when we've been joining the band, he's got these giant hands. He'd be like.
He refers to
Is there a show of hands for who else eats a muffin with their hands like that?
Hold on, girls, keep them up. Anyway, forget a thing. You wouldn't think Ben would be such a wicked guitar player because his fingers are so big, but this guy's gonna rip your face off tonight. He's just slobbing everywhere, you see that?
Gonna rip it. Alright, last question. Your plans for the rest of the year? You mentioned Stone Sour Tour. What else?
Somebody say something awesome. Let's see. Actually, we haven't had more than, I think, 2 weeks off over the last probably like 18 months or something. So after tomorrow we fly to Japan. We're going to do our first shows in Japan we've ever done. And then we go home for 5 weeks. We haven't had 5 weeks off in like 3 years.
Wow.
Since we had kids. So after that, yeah, which is 8 years ago, that's right. So anyway, after that, we go and tour Stone Sour and a band called Theory of the Dead Man. And then it's time for festivals. We're doing all the, you know, the festival season and all that kind of stuff, you know. This past year was amazing because we played with bands, you know, that I grew up listening to that I never played with, like Stone Temple Pilots and Alice Cooper and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be another exciting year of playing with, you know, awesome bands.
Awesome.
Yeah!
There you go.
And then I want to come back to see some Kiwis!
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you twice. It's all about
Hey,
me.
that's all good. There's nothing an interviewer likes better than someone who likes to talk.
You are going to love me.
You are.
That's my embarrassing habit.
Oh, they love you as well. Well, hey, look, our time is drawing short. There's a little one on the screen. But you're going to get to see these guys tonight. Alright? Now, in the meantime, they're going to go and get rugged up because they think that it's chilly out there. So, please put your hands together for Skillet.
We're ready to rock.
Well, there you go.
Just for that, I'm going to take it to 11 tonight.
You asked for the best, Parachute. You got the best. So like you said, 15 years, 8 albums, 2 Grammy nominations. But let me go on. Here's a tough one. What do you count as your greatest achievement so far? All those years considered. I'm going to make you pick one.
Somebody say something smart.
Oh, no, you have to say that.
You mean like your career achievement, right?
Let's say career achievements because then you would have to say marrying your wife. You wouldn't get away without saying that. So let's keep it to career.
That's right.
Probably being nominated for a Grammy was exciting. Probably when we had a song called Monster on our newest album.
Anyone heard it?
That did on mainstream rock radio, and I think that was probably that's the thing that comes to my mind the most. That opened up a lot of doors for us because Skillet's been around for so long, known as a Christian artist that a lot of people didn't believe. A lot of people outside the Christian music world didn't believe in Skillet as a viable rock act, and had a real problem because Skillet has always been so vocal about our faith, and not willing to stop talking about our faith, and not willing to say to shun it once we went quote mainstream. So the fact that people wouldn't play our music prior to Monster, and even when Monster came out, some people wouldn't play it, but the fact that it did so well, it kind of made me feel like we stuck it to the man. Yeah, I like to think of the man who feels killing the Skillet up in this joint. Love it.
That's an interesting point because I mean, for bands that have a faith, there's often this big sort of stigma around, crossing over into the mainstream, whatever
I want. It's about doing what is right. So being a Christian rock star is a bit of a paradox. So to answer the question, I think a lot of bands get on the road, Christian bands I'm talking about, and I think they don't have relationships, number one, with their bandmates to keep them accountable. Number two, a lot of times, even Christian artists really like the idol thing a little too much. And then number three, they also don't have a church to help feed them and keep them full of the word and praying for them and all that sort of thing. Those are all things that Skillet does well. We all go to the same church together, and we all, I think, keep each other accountable, and there's a pretty high bar. And there's a high bar because I grew up listening to Christian music. I became a Christian when I was 5 years old, and for me, I think that the Christian musicians should be above reproach. So when we tour the Christian act that's not doing what they should do, it usually bothers me pretty bad, and we'll usually get into talks about it because it's something that sometimes Christian artists say, well, look, just because I'm a Christian artist doesn't mean I'm on a pedestal and this and the other. It absolutely does mean you're on a pedestal. Shut up and live for Jesus, whether you're in a band or not, idiot. That's what I say. So I say that you love.
An idiot in love.
So maybe start preaching.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. Just so practically, what does that look like? A life in the a day in the life of Skillet. Practically, what does that look like?
Okay, sure. No, that's good. Let me say practically some of the things that have helped Skillet do that. Number one, everybody has different things they believe, so I just want you to hear my heart and what I'm saying. There are things that Skillet has done to help protect us. One of those things is, for instance, a lot of Christians have a lot of different ideas about alcohol. Some Christians think it's okay. In America, a lot of people don't think it's okay. So just to get rid of that issue completely, Skillet never has alcohol on our bus. We never have alcohol backstage. We don't have alcohol on stage. It's just a big thing. It's a big mess. And I don't even know what it's like here, but in the States, there's a lot of your southern churches, which is a lot of people. They would say, if you drink alcohol, you go to hell. That's just the way it is, So there are things like this in the States that we don't want to deal with. So we just say, you can't do that. You can't have a girl on the bus, even if it's one of your great friends from high school. Well, for a guy. Corey can have girls on the bus. But, we come, and Ben's got a friend from high school. She's not allowed to come on the bus. Not because I'm really concerned about Ben, but because people watch and they say, oh, Skillet had chicks on the bus, blah, blah, blah. So we don't do those sort of things for those reasons. Other things it might look like is in an afternoon, after my wife, Corey, has done school with our kids, we have two kids on the road. They're 8 and 5, and they're cute. Anyway.
They are also living the dream.
I miss them.
Coolest parents ever, right here.
So anyway, after Corey does school, we might all get together for a worship time in the dressing room. It'll be a time that we can talk about what God is doing and pray for some of the people that are on the road with us. Whether it's band. We tour with a lot of people that are not Christians. Even on our crew, Skillet has a lot of crew members that are not believers, so we pray for those situations. We talk about what God's doing, and those are the kind of things that Skillet does that I think, helps us remember why we're doing this. Yeah.